Okay, we are going to hope. This is where we're going to be looking at right now with this particular reading. I love it. Hello, Seekers. My name is Carrie, as you probably already know, welcoming all of us together to join around and be supportive for each other as we look at cards and my style with the Soul Life Treasure Hunt system that was given to me through an intuitive process of my just basically begging for some kind of map. And this is what came through, and I have been using it for years, and it's been amazing. I am loving it. I'm excited to share it with you, and I have thrown all sorts of card decks from all sorts of varieties of different thought bases, and as long as they're loving and kind, I'm all about it. From Bible to Buddhist to shamanic to mindfulness to Christian to angelic, it doesn't matter. Whatever I throw at this board has just helped me to find my own alignment with peace, love, and harmony as I flow along with life, with the past, here, the present, and looking at, well, what am I wanting the future to look like? Where am I guiding my life toward for a future I want to live? And if you're involved in that with yourself, join in. I have a free group that you can join. The information's down below. That will be a great first step. And here we go. I'm going to share with you what I want to do is to actually focus on the Millennium Thoth. I got clued into this deck by Paul over at Dove and Serpent Tarot. I just admire his style, the way he does it. His card readings, they really resonate with me. And whenever he does his Thoth, he does a different style of Thoth, but this was in his description as another alternative, and I really love it because I feel like I'm connecting with this one quite well. Before then, I was so into the Gilded Tarot, but I have so many other tarot decks and oracle decks, and if I'm happening to use a deck that you already own, grab it. And if you are thinking, well, I want to own that myself, I do have a link that talks about my resources, the decks that you can go ahead and learn more about and then maybe buy and then join in later. My readings are designed to be timeless. So we are going to roll the dice. You ready? Okay. So as we are looking at spiritual health and well-being, and I'm going to be doing this for a few weeks just because it is such a profound topic for all of us that I wanted to really go around the board with you on the ways that we do this. I'm going to try to make them quicker so that when I do the expanded versions where I take what we currently are talking about here on YouTube and I move it over to an expanded version where we take that reading and then we add more cards, we really look at it more deeply, then that way you have the best of both worlds. You can come in, get a quick peek, and if you're like, oh, this is interesting, I'd like to learn more, you have an avenue, and it's free, so why not? All right, so I am going to use dice because dice is, for me, it's fun because life is a game and we are supposed to love. Just learn to love. That's who we are. That's what we're remembering. So as we do this, let's see. I don't know where we're going exactly, other than we're going to be asking, my personal favorite guide is the Holy Spirit. So what about spiritual health and well-being would you like us to learn today? So I'm going to give us a tabletop so you can see this board has the 4 realms and just an overview of a typical life. Each one of us could be given one of these, and we would fill out our own lives differently, but they would all have a similar structure: our health, our emotions, our relationships, our stuff. And then we have all of our past, present, and future, how it flows in our lives, and our power of peace, the heart of love, and what we're trying to, as a soul, harmonize or balance and stand tall in and learn something about in each moment of what we call now. So I'm going to take these and I'm going to roll. We're going to go up into the emotional realm, and we are going to be talking about either 5 and 2, which is ease, your emotional ease, or it could be your emotional relationship to hope. Let's see, ease, hope. Okay, we are going to hope. This is where we're going to be looking at right now with this particular reading. I love it. So when I look at this, we'll talk more about the meanings of where that particular aspect of our lives is sitting in our board. Again, you can learn more about that over on the membership. So I'm going to pull these cards from Millennium Toth. So Holy Spirit, as you know, we're clearing the space. We're really looking, what can each of us learn at this moment in now and into the future? If we come back here, what are we looking at? Ooh, I can feel the energy of that one. 8 of Cups. Interesting. The 8 of Cups. Okay. 8 of Cups tells me that there's quite an organization, but something's broken. It's not quite filling all the cups, or the cups aren't all flowing as well as you might like. You know, they kind of have some brokenness in them. And I think that really speaks to all of us. We have a bit of that feeling of brokenness. So let's see what are we? Okay, our souls are asking us to find that balance in our thoughts. And, you know, Libra and the Jupiter are both very important as expanding into even greater sense of balance. And maybe you feel pretty balanced, but maybe you don't. So that's what our soul is asking us to really look at today. And then on the peace side, or what we're conscious of, this is our personal power. What personal power do we have that we can call forward? That 5 of Cups, we know when things don't work well and we're needing something else. We may need just a little bit more of something else in our lives. We've got a broken system. Something is missing, and knowing that gives us power to know what to call in, what miracle we need, kind of like I did with the Soul Life Treasure Hunt. When I knew I needed a map and I didn't have a map to guide and navigate my life with, I prayed and prayed, and I was given this beautiful map. So 5 of Cups, that is perfect, because that is part of your power. When you know something isn't quite enough yet and it's not working, but you do want to see some type of balance in your life. Where is it out of balance? Very interesting. Very interesting. All right. So we're looking at, remember, we're looking at our emotional realm. We're looking at hope. And hope is really right here in this alignment flow, the gateway. So Hope is going to be one of your gateways. Even when you see it isn't quite right, it may not be working, you know that you want to bring some sort of equilibrium and balance to your life. Let's see, what brought this to be in the past? Past gave us 5 of Wands, which is that willpower and that strength and that fiery, vibrant nature. But when we got faced with things not working out, knowing that it's not going as easily, and kind of getting a sense of what we won't need to be able to find that balance, where do we think we're going with all this? Where can we go with this? All right. The High Priestess. The High Priestess is very intuitive. And even though you're seeing things that just aren't quite there, knowing that it can and will balance out, even though the past isn't maybe ideal, but you know that the future is astounding. It is I love how Paul talks about this being your big rock candy mountain. And when I see her on top of the crystals, I have actually seen kind of that idea of the netting on the skyline around me once. And even though this is inverted, it reminds me the web of life and how we are drawing from heaven and grounding into earth, and there is so much in between that we are learning and growing and having even more power. So this consciousness is actually a power, even though you may be in your ego going grumble, grumble, groan, groan, it's not working. But that is okay, because you're going to find your answers in some way, because you're not going to stop. If you're here, you're not stopping, right? So you're still looking, you're still seeking. My fellow seekers, we're all in this together. Even if you come back to this at another time, just know that if Spirit is bringing you through to look at this again, there may be some other things in your life that are intuitively being presented to you. You may be seeing a vision, a memory, a goal, something that is saying, balance this more. Know that you're not wrong. You're not on the wrong path. You're on the right path, because what's ultimately going to happen is you're going to see more and more of this in your world, in your life, more larger than life power. Ooh, I love this. I love this. Okay. I'm going to give you something that is underneath. What is really pushing this up to us is as an important topic of hope. Your emotional sense of hope, even when it looks like the darkest night, things aren't working. You know where you want to be. You want to be more balanced in your life. Which way do you go? The past obviously didn't have enough, but the future does. One of the things I like to do is I like to take a look at the bottom of the deck. And this is the 8 of Pentacles. This is fun. Look at this. Even though currently the 8 of Cups in your life, things just kind of not fully organized. They're kind of organized, but they're not really functioning. There you go. It's not functioning. There will come a day when it will be a bright, sunny day and things will get organized. I love these cards because they really pull together a sense of Virgo here. Virgo and Sun. And over here is Leo and Saturn, I believe. And so This one is Jupiter and Libra. And here we have Mars and Scorpio. And we know that Mars wants action now. And Scorpio really goes deep into the dark depths and has a tendency to be able to point out all the things that aren't going as perfectly as you maybe had envisioned. And Mars is like, but I need to get going. But Scorpio's going, yeah, but you don't got the goods. You don't have the stuff you need. Things are wilting and dying. And your power is knowing that there will be times like these, but those times act like traction that will ultimately get you to this point. The bridge is going to be right here. You know that there is a season that will draw you from all the desire you had, but maybe not all the funds or all the resources. And it will carry you over as a bridge through things not working, over into an outcome where things, you know what you know, because you're assured at this point in time that you can go forward in the future with no worries, no problems. Wow. And that's just a beginning. I am so excited because I'm going to go do the expanded version. I'm going to keep all this, and then I'm going to move on into adding more cards and looking at things like purpose and what season in life you might be in. And so we're going to just take a look at some things, and then we're going to add some oracle cards and itching and just a lot of other things that just come to me intuitively. We'll look at that and see what it is that we can gain more about this whole concept of hope, that emotional hope, not just I'm just gonna hope and pray it all works out. No, we want something that is really taking you through the gateway between mercy and strength, that gateway, the openness that hope offers us. Hope and love, peace, love, harmony. It takes a lot of courage and a lot of hope to be able to go through that chasm between the two. So I hope you love this as much as I do. This was a good beginning, a good kickoff. So each week I'm going to be working with these concepts, and this deck is really my first love right now. I've done others, and we can bring in some other decks, and we will, but over on the membership. So all right,